Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name's Kate. I'm really excited to have you here. I am a mom of a 2-month-old baby girl, and I run a parenting and lifestyle vlog. I also run a blog, and I'll have that linked down below. And they don't talk about the same stuff, but they're both parenting and lifestyle blog, and they intersect. Today's vlog, we're going to be looking at my favorite books to read with my baby girl this month. We have a book rotation system in place, so we have seven different boxes of baby books, baby toddler books, and each box has probably 30 books in it. We have a lot of books, and so I'm looking at my favorite books from this month's box. There are 7 of them, and I've put them in order from, they're all my favorite, but of my favorites, from my least favorite to my most favorite. And I'll be talking about what I love about them, because I love something about each of these books. And then I'll also be talking about a couple of the things that make them, not perfect. There's no perfect book, but I just want to be clear about both. I want to be clear about, like, this is what I love about these books, and these are the couple of things that you might stumble on when you're reading these books. So the first book I want to bring up is Dinosaurs. It's an I Can Read About book, so it's really meant for older kids than I have. And you can see when you open it up, there's a lot of text on each page. And the dinosaurs themselves are labeled. That's one of the things I love about it, is that the dinosaurs are labeled, and they use the actual scientific name of the dinosaurs. And it's a completely nonfiction book. Science is always changing, always evolving, so it's possible that some of the information in this could change, but it is meant as a nonfiction book. I love when they do nonfiction books for kids. I think that's really healthy, and it's really good to introduce them to, you can love books, and you can love books that are real. So that's one of the things I love about it. Each description of a dinosaur comes with their length in feet and in meters, so I love that as well. And you can kind of see the illustrations are really pretty and fairly realistic. They have the scientific name of the dinosaurs, and then they have it written out phonetically, so that as a parent you can be like, I've never seen this before, but I can figure out how to read it. The biggest issues with it is my little girl is only 2 months old. She doesn't have a huge attention span, and it is a long book. It's 45 pages, 46 pages, so we never get all the way through it. She will read, she'll let me read a few pages of it to her, and then she falls asleep, or she just loses patience and needs something else going on. The other thing I will say is they're realistic about it, so they talk about, meat eaters fighting herbivores. They're not super graphic, and it doesn't bother me at all. I will certainly continue reading this with her while she's older. But if you, like to shelter your kids from that a little bit more, they do talk about the fact that some dinosaurs ate other dinosaurs. So that's this book. The next book is The Berenstain Bears and the Wishing Star. So this book is about a mom telling the little girl that if she wishes on a star, her wish might come true. And it goes through, she works really hard for this thing, and then she wishes on the star for it, and then it comes true. She works really hard for this other thing, and then she wishes for it, and then it comes true. And then her last wish is something outrageous. It's something like a horse. And it doesn't come true when she talks to her brother about it, and he says, well, yeah, but you also worked for those other things. You need to kind of, there's a realistic factor to this. And so I love the fact that it emphasizes that you actually have to work for your goals. I wasn't expecting that when I went into the book, and so that's what I loved about it. It is, it's a little dated. It's a Berenstain Bear book, and they're classics. We have a ton of these because they're classics, but it is a little bit dated, and it does encourage the notion of wishing on stars, which you may or may not want your kid doing, depending on how much of a realist your family is. Again, it's also a fairly long book, so it's another one that we've made it all the way through this book once. But I did really like it. Little Konoichi, the Ninja Girl. I don't know what it is about the phrase Little Konoichi, but I love it, and I've started calling Lincoln Little Konoichi sometimes, which probably makes me sound crazy because we are not Japanese at all. But this is a book, you can see it kind of has a unique illustration style as well. And it is all about this little girl who's training to be a ninja, and she meets a little boy who's training to be a ninja, and they decide to work really hard together and train really hard together, and then they win a competition or something like that. Again, I love that it's emphasizing hard work, perseverance, those sorts of things. It also introduces some Japanese words like konoichi, and it's like, so this one says Little Konoichi, the Ninja Girl, and I think konoichi literally means ninja girl, so, or little ninja or something. So it's all very contextual. You can figure out what they're talking about, and there's also definitions of them at the back. I will say the plot line, I mean, it's about perseverance and stuff. It's not super exciting, and I don't think the colors are super exciting for a little kid either. I think this one might be a little bit better for a slightly older kid. And I like the illustration style. I like that it's unique, sort of watercolory, but again, I don't know that it's eye-catching enough, so that would be my one con with this book. Then we have You Don't Want a Unicorn. Ken and I died laughing the first time we read this, when we read it like in Target to decide if we wanted to buy it. And so it's about this little boy who goes to a wishing well to wish for something, and he's like holding a stuffed unicorn, so you know what he's going to wish for. And he wishes for the unicorn, and this voice in the background's like, no, you don't want that, and it goes through all the reasons that he shouldn't have wished for a unicorn. And so the little boy wishes the unicorn away at the end, and then he sees a stuffed dragon, and he runs back to the wishing well, and so you know he's gonna go wish for a stuffed dragon. It's just super funny. Love the fact that they had the main character who's wishing for a unicorn be a little boy. Just, I love the gender creativity of that. The fact that it's not going with the normal standard that you would expect. Very fun, bright, fanciful artwork. Hilarious story. Super cute. My only con is that it's actually really hard to read it out loud. We read it in the store like to ourselves, and it's super funny and super cute, but it has like these sound effects in different places, and I never, when I'm reading it out loud to Lincoln, I never know when to put those in. Like, do I put them in at the beginning or at the end of the page? So that I might get better at with time, but that is my only con, is that every once in a while when I'm reading it, I'm like, I don't know when to say this part. So, but this book is hilarious, and you'll have as much fun with it as your kids will, which I think is a great thing. Next book is called Beautiful, and I love this book so much that I gave it to a really good friend of mine at her baby shower, because she's having a baby girl as well. So this one has really cute pictures of little girls. It has pictures of all kinds of little girls, you know, all colors, all shapes. There's a little girl in a wheelchair in a couple of different places. So I love that about it. I love that it's very inclusive. And what it does is it talks about what beautiful girls are using very stereotypical statements about little girls. So this one says, little girls have the perfect look. But then as you can see, it has a creative illustration on what that means. So there's one that says, like, little girls care about makeup or something like that. And then there's a girl dressed up as a pirate with pirate makeup on and a little toy sword. And it just is super cute. It's a super, like, new understanding of what it means to be a beautiful girl. Now, I will say the one con that I have with this book is that if you are very little and you're not paying attention to the illustrations or you don't understand the illustrations, you are hearing the words, beautiful girls care about makeup, beautiful girls have smart style. And if you're not connecting that with the pictures yet, if you're at the age where you don't connect the two, that might be giving the wrong impression, like not the impression that you're going for if you're the type to buy this book. But I think if you keep reading it to them, when they get older, this is beautiful girls smell like flowers, and it's them gardening and getting dirty and playing in the mud. If you keep reading this to them when they get older, it, you know, explains what it really does mean to be a beautiful girl. Now, my next one is weird and not one I thought would make my favorite book list. It is Star Wars ABC 3PO. I'm not a Star Wars fan, guys. I watch it. I watched the first few to make my husband happy because he really likes them. I like the new ones okay. They're pretty good. But honestly, I found Luke kind of whiny. I didn't care that much about the series. So I bought this book. I think I bought it. I think I was the one who bought this one with my husband in mind because I thought it would excite him, but I didn't care that much about it. However, since becoming a mom and starting to read a lot of different alphabet books with my daughter, I have realized that alphabet books are rough. Nobody knows how to use the last few letters of the alphabet, so we have one alphabet book, T is for TARDIS, which I will continue reading with her. It's a cute Doctor Who alphabet book, but it says X is for exterminate. It drives me crazy because exterminate starts with an E, and we're trying to teach our kids, and we're teaching them incorrectly. Like, that drives me nuts. I have a different alphabet book that just gives up at the end and says XYZ is in a tree, and there's a picture of XYZ in a tree. Like, they don't even try to come up with words that start with X, Y, and Z. Now, Star Wars ABC 3PO comes up with an entire poem for every letter of the alphabet, including the tough X, Y, Z at the end, including Q, including all the weird letters that just get skipped or butchered in other alphabet books. This comes up with entire poems. That is also the one con, is that it's an entire poem for every letter of the alphabet. So a lot of times I will just pick letters and only read her 2 or 3 because she does not have the attention span to get through this much book. But it's super cute, and it's got this page at the end that just tells you what all the letters are. But I love that it doesn't give up, and it's got, I think this is C3PO, hopefully. It's got him following along the whole time, talking about the pages of the book and just kind of making commentary. So he's sort of the running gag in the book. So I ended up loving this. This is my second favorite book of this month. I loved it way more than I thought it would, just because it does the alphabet correctly. And you never really expect that with the Star Wars ones. You never expect them to be that good, because you know they can make money on a Star Wars book just by calling it a Star Wars book. They don't really have to put effort into it. So you never expect it to be that great. And this one is really good. Really catchy little poems, cute little chibi illustrations, and it does every letter. So, love this book. Recommend this even if you're not that much of a Star Wars fan. I mean, yeah, it's A is for Akbar, so if you don't know Star Wars at all, it's going to mean nothing to you. But cute little poems. The poems will make you laugh, and actually uses the alphabet, which I love. And then, finally, my favorite book of this month, and this one I gave to my cousin at her shower. It's called Even Superheroes Have Bad Days. And so this one is all about using your emotions in productive ways, and I think we don't teach kids enough about emotions and healthy outlets for emotions and stuff. So that's what I love about this book, is that this is all about emotional control and healthy ways to use emotions and less healthy ways. Really cool, bright, vibrant illustrations, and kids love superheroes, or at least I loved superheroes when I was a kid. My husband loved superheroes when he was a kid. Most of the kids we know love superheroes. Don't know what my baby will love yet, but I'm excited about that. But so basically this one goes through and it talks about, you know, if a superhero has a terrible day, they could rage, they could storm, they could destroy the whole world, but they don't, because that's terrible. And instead they choose to be productive by helping society, or by going for a run, or, you know, sometimes they cry, but they don't do anything mean to other people, and they don't hurt other people with their emotions. I love that that's the message. I also love that it concentrates, so it talks about a couple of the things that they could do that would be really destructive, so as a reference, but it talks extensively on all the good choices that they make. So instead of, you know, 90% of the book talking about the terrible things they could do in the last 2 pages saying, but instead they are helpful, there are pages and pages of the ways that they are helpful, and the healthy ways that they deal with their emotions. And so I love that, because that's one of the things, you know, I think TV sometimes has episodes that are supposed to be teaching, you know, positive emotional control, but it does it by having the kid be awful and terrible and tantruming for 25 minutes of the episode, and then the last 5 minutes are the parents saying, oh, you shouldn't have done that, you should have been nice and polite instead, and the kid being like, oh, okay, I'll do that next time. But what your kid is seeing is a little kid tantruming for the whole episode. So, hi guys, sorry about that. My phone ran out of memory, so I had to import the video and then start over. I'm actually just going to finish up here. That was the last book, so that was my favorite book of the 7, was Even Superheroes Have Bad Days. Love that book. I recommend that to any parent. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Please give it a thumbs up if you want to see more content like this, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.